everyone. Welcome to Institute for Management of Life. Established in the year 2006, we present for the first time by certified, qualified, experienced coaches and mentors, inventory and audit of life. We are no longer living in an industrial age. The world has changed quite a bit in the last few years, especially the last 5-10 years. We now live in a constantly changing world where decisions are to be made more often. And we are facing three major challenges: health, relationships, and finance. And if we continue to do what we did, we'll continue to get what we got. In order to get what we never got before, we must do things that we never did before. Hence, a must program for everyone. Be it students, teachers, housewives, employees, professionals, unemployed, underemployed, entrepreneurs, self-employed, or anyone seeking betterment in life. What will you get if you attend these workshops? Get to know the treasure principles for a happy and successful life, and be able to create a new action plan with a new mindset, using the new tool set and strategy for the next 365 days, and be able to achieve those goals. All our programs are based on 3 steps: awareness, audit, and a new action plan. We work on an inside-out approach and treat the root to get the best results. The workshop objectives are to give you guidelines to shape up yourself, to equip you to win in any situation, and to be able to live a stress-free life. Where we all know where the focus goes, energy flows, and we are the results of our thoughts and actions. If you are already 30 years of age, considering that we might live up to 60, we are left with very little time. Every day we waste is a day we never get back. Hence, to create a winner in you and to find your winning formula, attend our workshop. Call now.
Thank you for such a lovely video, and in fact, indeed, that's a very, very powerful video. I can say it's as powerful as this person I'm going to introduce. This particular person is a digital wellness entrepreneur offering digital wellness entrepreneurship opportunities. Like when you hear these words itself, you'll be really fascinated with the words that has been used here: digital wellness entrepreneurship. All those things combined, I would say, all these are success mantra, I would say. Provide certification training provided with global career opportunities as well. And what is the designation he's holding is a director at knowledge and learning at Big Waste Ingenomics Technologies Private Limited. He's an entrepreneur, strategic coach, consultant. This is how he said that he is what, but what I have seen him in the last 3-4 months after associating with him, after seeing him in the conferences and in other speeches, I would say one of the powerful speakers I've seen and one of the powerful moderators I've seen, because when he hosts this panel discussion, I don't move out my place, and I just admire the way how he handles the panel, how effectively he handles, how he stops people, how he puts forward his point, and how he takes a point from others. And such a powerful orator and an entrepreneur, and who has been making other entrepreneurs as well. It's none other than Dr. Amanullah Khan. It's my pleasure welcoming him here. Welcome, Dr. Amanullah.
Good evening to all of you, and thank you very much for this lovely team of 3G entrepreneurs and 3G future builders of the nation. A big thanks to the 3G group, Dr. Maharaja, Tamilarsan, the entire team of MCs and the volunteers who are making this world a better place to live. Yes, with the introduction that Tamilarsan has given, he's actually increased my responsibility. Today, I'm here to share with you that life is never going to be the same again. Let's understand why it's not going to be the same again. What is it that we can do in order to be able to equip ourselves from time to time in this fast-changing world? In my 35 years of working experience, both as an employee in about 5 multinational companies in India and abroad, and also as an entrepreneur parallelly when I was building businesses, I realized one fact: those who embrace the change will never see lack of opportunities. Those who are not willing to embrace the change will always find scarcity. Now the question is, how do you embrace the change? the right time, and what is the audit that you need to do in order to be able to realize what is it that is missing in us that we need to develop upon in order to be able to match with the available opportunities. Now, in this session, I call this as an inventory and audit of life. And we have administered this program in corporates, in open workshops, in all kinds of audiences, from students, teachers, to even homemakers. And I find that sometimes when people attended this workshop, a batch of people who had taken VRS from the bank, they said, I wish I had attended this workshop the day I joined the bank. Basically telling us that, if they had attended this workshop, probably they have made the journey a little more differently. I also met a lot of people who had been working as a frontline members of the Google team, and they had been promoted as a team leader. They said, I'm glad I attended this workshop. If I had attended this workshop about 10, 15 years later, I would have probably lost the path to my life itself. So what is the secret behind this? How is it that, even people who are retired or people who have just started career are giving the same kind of experience? Because this is not a content-based talk that I'm going to give today. It's a context-based. And the context is, when we were at school, we learned that in the history, the calendar that we use today is AD. What AD is it now? Can somebody chat, right? Currently, we are at a certain AD in the English calendar. And it's a very powerful era that we are living in. 2020 AD. AD means after the death of Christ. Before that, there was BC, before the Christ. In about 15 years back, there was an internet revolution, and an organization can Google became very, very popular, which is also currently or very popular. Anything that you want to search, you will go to the Google. I would call it Google Baba now, and search for the information. So life is about before Christ, after death, and before Google and after Google. But something very interesting has happened in 2019, which impacted the entire ongoing 2020 that has been a phenomenal change on a level playing field across the world, impacting the political situations, the financial situation, the career aspects of it, and most importantly, the birth of convergence of digital era. Now, when this kind of a sudden change has happened, how is it possible that people do not even audit themselves? That means if you continue to do what you did, you will just continue to get what you got. In order to get what you never got before, you need to do things that you never did before. That's exactly the reason why 3G is taken birth in this ideal situation. Now, 3G is an organization which I have invested a lot of time with Dr. Shahid and had the pleasure of learning from him the kind of transformational experience it is going to bring to millions of people. About 315 million people are looking for path to prepare for their journey for the rest of their life. Now, this is one of the most important aspects that we are going to be preparing ourselves for, life itself. And this journey is going to be impacted by sudden changes that are going to happen from time to time. So whatever audit we are going to do today, it is not just for one time. Probably people will have to do this every time they want to change a job, change a company, marrying, having children, when your financial situation changes, when your family situation changes, when the political situation changes, when some new policy decisions come in, You're moving from being an employee to an entrepreneur or starting a new business. Every time you sign a document, you would need to do an audit for yourself. So this is something that you would need to do on your own from time to time. Today, I will be able to share with you the importance of doing that, the benefits of doing that, and also the formula for doing that. How many of you feel here, yes, this is a very important topic for me? If you have the option to chat, kindly type Y, just the alphabet Y, if you feel it's important for you. Is there nobody? Am I audible to everyone? Can somebody tell me that?
Sir, it's audible, sir. Very clear.
Is the chat open for all?
Yes, sir. Chat is open.
Yes, sir. It's open, sir. You can take it forward, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So welcome to this program. We run an institute called Institute for Management of Life. You may have heard about Institute for Management of Business, Institute for Management of Finance, Institute for Management of Logistics, Institute of Management of Airlines. But you have very rarely heard about an Institute for Management of Life. This was started by Professor Ramaswamy, the founding director of IIM Bangalore. When he was in his late 80s, I had the privilege to meet him, and we developed this workshop. Initially, it was in papers. Today, it's in the form of a book and also a complete workshop. After administering this to more than 10,000 plus people of various walks of life. So I'm not going to do the workshop today, but I'm going to share some important understanding about why in this era of alternative careers where there is no connection between your profession and qualification, doing an audit of life is so critical. This is an exercise in self-reflection that helps you clear the cobwebs of noisy external goals and current distractions and revisit or uncover the real themes and core values that drive and inspire you. Also known as spring cleaning for the soul. Like my previous speaker said, when you volunteer, you get an opportunity to get spiritually connected because you're working with a cause. That was phenomenal what he said. And this is exactly the reason why we need to do an audit of life. So let's take an example. Imagine you are on a large ship like a Titanic. You may not have seen on real times, but at least you would have seen in movies, pictures. The size of the ship is so huge that there is also a stadium, theater, and everything is available on the ship. And you are there on the ship, and the captain of the ship wants to change the direction. Do you think he'll look at the left and right of the ship, come left, come right, and then see if there is something and then change the direction? Or he will use some gadgets that are there in front of him? He'll use those gadgets, right? To use those gadgets, he's been trained. And while he's using these gadgets, when he makes the direction change in his cabin, at the end of the ship, a portion which is not visible to you, which is under the water, is called trim tab. It's like a small trim tab. It's like a fin. The direction of the fin changes, and then the direction of the ship changes. What we can assure you is, if you can do this audit from time to time, and you will see where you need to make the change in your direction. And if you just remain for 2 months in that direction, like the ship's direction is changed and the ship is on the water for 2 months, it is supposed to reach certain destination. Now, do you tell me if 2 months before reaching the destination, if the ship has changed the direction, will the destination change or not? It will not just change when you change your direction at the trim tab. Changing the direction and remaining there for 2 months will completely give you a new direction itself, new destination itself. That is exactly the benefit of doing this workshop, an audit from time to time. Over this so many years, we have realized that one of the most important things to do when we are in this kind of a situation where it's called disruptive era, we all need to find some mentors, coaches, and surrender ourselves. The most important word is surrender. For example, if Sachin Tendulkar is successful, can somebody guess how many coaches he has? He has about 26 coaches. 26 coaches for his finance, for his brand image, for his fitness, for his diet, for everything he's got a coach. Now imagine one of his coach in the cricket tells him, Sachin, you're going to Africa. That's going to be 13th of January. The wind is expected to blow like this. And if you win the toss and you're going to play, you play the ball like this. And if Sachin tells, boss, you have not gone and played there, yeah, and I'm going to play, I know what to do. Do you think he would have been Sachin? Sachin and Vinod Kambli both had the same schooling. They played in the same grounds. They both were schoolmates, neighbors. In fact, talent-wise, he was far more talented, Vinod Kambli. Sachin always kept the patriotism high and surrendered to the coach. Whatever he said, he followed. Vinod Kambli also followed about 90%. He said, Salah, ye to nahi khela hai na. He has not played here. So let me add 10% of my intuition, what I know. It's like having a bowl of milk and adding 1 drop of curd. What will happen? The entire milk will become curd. My dear friends, if you have a coach, have faith in him. If you have a mentor, have faith in him. In fact, you cannot select the coach or a mentor. The coach will decide you to have. That's how powerful a role of a coach and mentor is. And that's when you will be able to get guidelines to shape up yourself, equip you to win in any situation, to be able to create winning members of the team. You'll be able to set expectations right, evaluate productivity through proven methods, and translate methods into results by developing the right mindset to face the rapidly changing world with ease and adaptability. That's the power of having a workshop like this or an opportunity like this. Why is it so important? If you look at about 100 people on an average, 66 of them will just be average performers. Like the masses you see here. 24, whenever they attend a webinar, seminar, or meet a coach, they're motivated, they do phenomenal work, again they're back. So they need somebody to inspire them from time to time. There are 10 out of those 100 always in any given field. Nothing disturbs them, neither the situation, nobody can distract him, personal, professional, nothing he gets disturbed. And the benefit of having this doing exercise from time to time is that you will be able to reach on the top 10. If you are aspiring to be on the top 10, then you must do this exercise from time to time. Most performers live life like this. If you look at your daily life and try to write down 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning what you did, 8 to 9 what you did, like that from morning 7 to about evening 10 o'clock, you will see that majority of them, if you see for a month, 40% of your time, energy, and discussions was about your past. You know, I was living like that. Oh, I was doing this much in this company. I was doing like this. Then you will have a lot of Excel sheets, goals, everything, and future. Past is full of regret, 40% full of anxiety. And very little, 20% only they invest in their present. Can the past change your future? Or can you just planning future will change? Or your action in the present has the ability to change your future? My understanding is that over a number of experts that I have met, the best way to live is by putting 5% in the past, 5% in the future, living in the action side 90% on a daily basis will have the opportunity to change the complete force of your future. Now this is possible using IQ, EQ, AQ, and SQ. IQ stands for intelligence quotient, emotional quotient, and adversity quotient, which is very critical now. And of course, all this will work extremely well if you have spiritual quotient. In the 1900s, if you see, there was not much of electricity, transportation, telecommunication. None of this was available. Imagine just before the time when Thomas Alva Edison invented the electricity, what was there in terms of, there was no electricity, there was absolutely nothing called computer, there was nothing called mobile phone, there was nothing called the television, there's nothing called radio, there's absolutely nothing. The people would just see sunrise, sunset, do all kinds of jobs, and those jobs were more of an agriculture related industry. And if I were to ask you, were the people very healthy that time? Did they live long? Absolutely yes. Look at the average number of people that lived long. They're healthy, fit, and also lived long. Now, look at 2020. We have all access to information in a flick of a button. You have more education. Are people happy and successful now? Do they live long? With all this, they should have been living long and being happy and successful, right? So it is not just the IQ that matters, which we all have been focusing on the last 20, 30 years. The gut feel, the intuition, the ability to manage your emotions has a far more impact, and the ability to manage yourself in adverse situations, which is going to be a norm of the day, because an average graduate today would need to change about 14 jobs by the time you're 35. And every time you change a job, there's going to be an emotional breakdown, there's also going to be a financial loss, and there's also going to be a huge social impact. If you're lucky, 14 jobs. Otherwise, the gig economy will say you may have to do multitasking. In such a scenario, the balance of life itself is one of the most critical areas of life. So if you are able to understand that your secret of success depends on spiritual quotient, emotional quotient, 40% and 40%, and IQ just constitutes to 20%, because the technology will take over most of the things. Hence, this is a 3-step process. What I just shared with you is an awareness stage. The next, we are talking about audit. And after audit also, nothing is going to change unless you decide to take some new action. And that new action should be a massive action, because it's possible to take massive action with the power of technology that is available today. The effort will be same for an action versus massive action, but the result can be phenomenally different. One of the biggest reasons people are not able to achieve everything that they want in their life is because they are trying to copy someone else, not realizing that everyone has a different question paper. The purpose of your life, please identify that. And the life purpose itself is to identify the purpose of your life and live the life of purpose. How do you do that? Get in touch with someone whom you consider would be a role model that you would like to emulate, and he is willing to mentor you. They will definitely be able to guide you. And in a fast-changing world, having a coach or a mentor can be a greatest leverage that you can have in your life. The first form of leverage is acquire a mentor. The world is moving very, very fast. The time it took to move from agriculture to information age was hundreds of years. From information age to a wisdom era, we're going to move very, very fast. The third wave, the first wave, and the second wave that lasted from millennia to centuries to decades hardly exists for 3 to 4 years now. The shelf life is coming down. So hence you cannot change the fruit without changing the root. You just reap what you sow. The methodology is treat the root, not the shoot. In the last 30, 40 years, people have been treating the shoot. Just a cosmetic approach. Nothing is going to change much. That's why we are seeing today, look at the hospital scenarios, the healthcare system, the environmental system, everything has collapsed. Every country has got exposed. It has left a fantastic opportunity for every one of us to actually review and do an introspection about what is it that we want in our life. Copying somebody else just because he's successful and we think that he's successful. Clear the root, treat the roots, take an inside-out approach. You are the CEO of your own life. Start making executive decisions today. Now let's enter into the great world of possibilities to fulfill our lives. Here I would like to share with you, sometimes when I'm sharing this kind of a session, come on, yaar, there's already a question. Does an individual require many coaches or one coach is enough? Anonymous attendee. My dear friend, it depends on what is your goal. If you are very ambitious and you are skilled and want to achieve many things in your life, and it depends on your age, your eating habits, your financial situation, depending on that, you may need multiple coaches for sure. And to sum up this, I want to share the first part. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Alvin Toffler said that, great philosopher. Now, does it not apply this exactly at this point of time in our life? Is that not so relevant now? Inventory and audit of life, learn, unlearn, and relearn from time to time. It's so relevant. It's so relevant. Change the gears of learning from time to time. This process is difficult, but no pains, no gains. Because your ICANN is more important than your IQ. And this is the missing link in majority of the people. Education should have actually liberated the minds, but it has made people prisoners in their minds. And they have a vacationer attitude. And this can be disastrous for majority of the nation. There is a dramatic shift required to develop an ICANN attitude. Because all these years what we have got used to is, ma'am, can I come in? Can I do this? Seeking permission. To even become successful, people seek permission. Instead of can I, how can I is the question you need to ask yourself. This major shift in asking the question can shift in the perception of the way you look at things. It's a paradigm shift required right now. How can I do this? How can I go to a 5-star hotel and live that? How can I afford a car? How can I have a lifestyle? How can I earn 100,000 rupees a month minimum? Because 100,000 rupees if you're not earning every month, believe me, it's just a middle class life. You need more than that. Your house rent will be minimum 2-bedroom house. If you're married and having 2 children, 20,000 to 30,000 now. In the next 10 years, it's going to go up. The rest of the expenses you can surely calculate. You need about 2.5 lakh rupees per month as an income if you are just living in an urban city, the lifestyle of middle class. So can you imagine if you have an ICANN attitude? Can I? How can I? Because you have unlimited opportunities and unlimited possibilities now. Because access to information is not a barrier. Access to people is not a barrier. The barrier is between these 2 ears. If you can change that, you have one of the best opportunities to live in the most happening era of life. Hence, investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever make. It will not only improve your life, but it will also improve the lives of those around you. I invite you to create a winner inside yourself. There are 6 essential pillars of life. But you will still not see that if you are on the first quadrant, mindful. Mindful. I just asked a question about 2 hours back in a webinar. How many of you have a smartphone? There were about 40 attendees. Everybody said we had a smartphone. I asked, how many apps do you have? Some said 17, some said 10, some said 5, some said even 100. I asked, which of the app do you have, which if you download and start using, you can earn 10,000 rupees a month? None of them had replied to that. They're all in that category. They know everything. They have all the things they feel they know. I know. If you can empty the cup and come to this mindfulness, I can assure you, you will be able to exercise your mind, which is so critical. And this is the only part of the body. The more you use, the more sharper it becomes. Rest all, the more you use, it becomes waste. Let's invest in exercising the mind and always listen to your heart. It knows everything. Unfortunate thing is we are too occupied not listening to the heart. If you can listen to the heart, you have all the secrets to make a successful life by just doing 6 areas of your life: physical, mental, social, spiritual, family, financial. This was first conducted by Swami Vivekananda, called Inventory and Audit of Life. And then you can live a happier life doing simple things seriously and sincerely. APJ Abdul Kalam said that you cannot change your future, but definitely you can change your habits. And surely your habits can change your future. And we take from 3G inspiration from APJ Abdul Kalam. And I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity to speak to you all. The first one is, what are the 3 habits that you're willing to give up in order to improve your physical life? 3 habits that you are willing to give up and willing to develop beginning from today. It could be meditation, exercise, eating right, sleeping well. All these are so critical for your physical life, right? 3 habits that you're willing to give up beginning from today. It could be sleeping late, or maybe smoking or drinking, whatever habits it might be. That may not be good for your health. Give up those 3 habits, and on the right hand side, write them. On the left hand side, write 3 habits that you're going to develop. Did you know that your physical health is the most important thing that's required in order to be able to enjoy whatever you're going to build? Mental side, 3 habits that you're willing to give up and 3 habits that you're willing to develop. It could be attending webinars, seminars, workshops, reading books, watching some very useful YouTube. I said very useful YouTube. I know you're using YouTube, but ensure that don't get distracted. Internet is a jungle. You can get distracted very quickly. 3 habits that you're willing to develop. If you're not a reader, you cannot be a leader. Constantly learn from other people's mistakes. They have already made that and written it out. Social. Man is a social being. Human being and being a human, there's a world of difference. What are we doing about eradicating use of plastic? Planting some trees. Ensuring water conservation. Environment is polluted. Can we make communities and do something about it? 3 habits that you're willing to give up and 3 habits you're willing to develop. Spiritual, so important. That is the root that you can hold on to. I said spiritual, not ritual. Spiritual can be kindness. If you can just think kindly, that can be the greatest spiritual activity that you can do. Maybe donating blood sometimes, asking for forgiveness, considering ourselves human and always being grounded, not allowing the ego to get carried away. Praying. Financial. Trust me, friends, and survey says 62% of the educated adults do not recognize future needs. And this is a disaster. It can lead to disaster. People know how to make money. Making money, managing money, multiplying money are three different mindsets. Financial literacy is the missing link from our education. Because average family members come from middle class families and have average middle class thinking habits. You need to learn. Impulsive shopping, how do you give up? Go back home today and exercise. Look at the things that you have bought in the last 10 years. I can assure you 60% of them you may not be using daily. And 30% of the things, even if you don't have at home, you can still survive happily. If you start investing and buying things like that, the day will come when you'll have to sell the things that you badly need. It's so critical in your life. If you're not investing in the multiple diversified investments, you need to learn the art of investing before spending. And of course, why are we doing all these things? For a family. Father and mother, I love you. That's what family means. Go back home and think. Is there a day that you spoke loudly to your parents? Louder than they spoke? Ask for forgiveness. Stop that. It could make a huge difference with just this little change. Do you know that when we were kids, what all they would have done for us? Amma, சும்மா இருமா, நான் பிஸியா இருக்கேன். I'm busy. தெரியாதா, எனக்கு தெரியும் சாப்பிடுறதுக்கு. Did you tell like that? They called you out of care. என்னம்மா சாப்பிட்டியா? எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் சாப்பிட்டியா சாப்பிட்டியா சாப்பிட்டியா, வேற வேலை இல்லையா? வைமா phone. Did you ever speak like that? Do you know how much hurt they would have been? Even if you have done that once, of course, parents should have forgiven. But you cannot forgive yourself if you have done that. Somebody seen you doing that. Imagine what they would have thought about you. This is the one place that is the reason that you are living. That's the root cause for your existence in life. Give up some things. Learn to sacrifice. The relationships around you. We live in a networked world. Do you go to people only when you need them or when you need them for your selfish needs? Or are you willing to volunteer? The session that was happening just before this. Do you contribute before? Do you deposit before withdrawing? Look at them. It's a little long exercise this is. Business and career, what? How many of you have done an exercise called, am I digitally fit? You are physically fit, mentally fit. You're living in a digital world. What skills do you need to develop? Do you know how to use Zoom? You know how to use the LinkedIn? You know how to use the YouTube? You know how to use the Facebook? Have you learned them to monetize that? Are you willing to invest in taking an advanced, basic to advanced pack? Have an entrepreneurial mind. Well, that was a little brief that I wanted to share, but I want this one, that's something I warn every one of you. Everybody knows what to do, but they're still cool and waiting for what? Look at the chicken there. One of their own friend is getting cooked into the oven. And these guys are watching. Some of our friends have got cooked already. Are we waiting or are we willing to take the path? Action. Massive action. Otherwise, the next turn is ours. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day tomorrow of what we should have done today or yesterday. Napoleon Hill wrote a book and he interviewed about 1,000+ people who are very successful. And he also met a lot of people who are not so successful. And he found that the major difference was the successful ones never procrastinated. They never said, Amma, இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாள் விட்டுடுமா, நாளைக்கு பண்றேன். I'll do from tomorrow. The tomorrow never comes, my friend. Tomorrow never comes. If you can give up this and have these 3 points, stop making excuses, do what works, do what matters. There is absolutely no connection between a profession and qualification. Amma, na MBA. Appa, iru. Do what matters. Do what works. You can go back to your hometown and still be happy, earning 1/3 of what you are earning here, and be able to be with your family, have good oxygen, have good milk curds, and also work in the field and also support some community around them and make a happy living. I think that's a far more better contribution to life than trying to copy someone else and not having an enjoyable life. If you have used a 2-wheeler or a 4-wheeler, you would have seen this spark plug. The gap has to be proper. Even a little more or little less, the mileage will be less, the consumption of fuel will be high. Go for a calibration, do an audit of life, and make yourself happy and successful. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll be more than glad to take this.
Yes, sir. I would request Dr. Maharaja to join us for the question and answer session.
Hi, Maharaja. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So if anybody is having any questions from the audience, please do continue to ask them in the chat box, and we shall discuss on the same.
Varadaraj, everything clarified. Okay. Thank you so much, Varadaraj. Thank you so much, sir. Sujit Kumar, thank you. Maharaja, I request you to kindly provide me the link of this session, please.
Yeah, so any other questions if you have, then we can.
Maharaja, do not forget to share the video link of this session.
Sure, sir. We'll discuss.
Asika, nice session. Thank you so much, Asika. Thanks for your kind words. Just more than nice, I would request you to apply it in your life, Asika.
Yeah, that's
Sorry
even
for
more
being prescriptive. I want you to apply it in your life. At the end of the day, with 3G, my goal is to see millions of people happy and successful.
Okay, so there was one question which I like to have a discussion with you, sir. Since both of us are in the field of coaching and consulting. Does a person require one coach or multiple coaches? This is a question often.
Yeah, I answered that a little while
ago. So I like to have a detailed discussion with you. Also over there is in terms of where or which context do you feel that a person may require a lot more coaches? Now, you also gave the example of Sachin Tendulkar. It's like that, where, when can a person have multiple coaches? Number one. The second thing is what a person should do. Having coaches actually makes a person's life easy. If it's a life coach, or if it's about relationships, it makes relationships easy. If it's about finance, then a good portion of finance can be taken care of. The probability actually increases. So, what should a person look for in a coach? That will be one question. What should be the attributes a coachee should have, a person should have when they approach a coach to be more receptive for coaching? That is the next question. The third question is how can a person become capable? What resources and resourcefulness do they need to have multiple coaches in their life? So these will be the 3 questions.
I'll take the second question first one.
Sure, sir.
Thank you very much for that elaborate question. And I think you have asked a very important question that can clarify the cobwebs around identifying a coach, being with a coach, and utilizing the coach effectively.
Yes.
Okay, so the second question was very important. What attributes does a person need to have before having a coach? In my years of understanding and also reading a lot of articles, books, and seminars, workshops, and meeting a lot of successful people and not so successful people also, who may have hired the coach or not have hired the coach, immaterial of that, one of the biggest attribute one needs to have, especially in a fast-changing world, is being coachable. If you are not coachable, you may have hundreds of coaches and still nothing is going to change for you, my friend. So the attribute you need to have before identifying to wanting to have a coach in your life is to be able to be coachable. Develop a mindset and an attitude of being coachable every time. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have accumulated some money and you wanted to invest in real estate, and then you wanted to find an expert who can guide you on that, coach. Now, just because you have the money and the other person has the experience, doesn't mean that you decide still that you will invest the way you want. Sometimes the coach will give you tips that you may not like it. And the secret of success is doing things that you don't like so that you can live the life that you like. People use the emotional side even when they hire a coach. Unfortunately, only 10 to 20% of the people who hire a coach are being able to use the effective tips that comes from coach. Of course, you should have your gut feeling and intuition, but when you hire a coach, be extremely judicious. Don't just hire a coach. My friend would have friend will come. My friend's friend is there. I will recommend you. Go by the merit. Look at his testimonies. Talk to some of his clients. Find out what benefits they got. What is the major difference they could find by hiring this coach in the last 365 days. You do your homework. There may be people who claim to be a coach, but is he effective? It's not about successful. It's about being effective. Effective people are always successful, but successful people need not be effective. No wonder Dr. Stephen R. Covey wrote a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, not Successful People. So my dear friend, first question I have answered. The second question I have answered. Third one. My sincere request is, how many coaches would you have? Let's say you are wanting to be a very national level player on a certain sport. And you have the right age, you have the money, and you are coachable. Your branding needs a coach. Today, your digital branding matters. Your PR matters. You may be very good at your sports, but if you don't have a PR, you will still not be able to go to number one. So there are multiple coaches that may be required based on your aspiration and willingness to reach to the top. Look at Sania Mirza. She's got excellent coaches and she's an extremely coachable person. And sometime during your success, you might have lots of distractions coming to you. And at that time, you may get trapped. And the coach may tell you, don't get trapped. And that is an emotional trap. It could be falling in love. It could be signing a contract without reading the right terms. You will need coaches, my friend. Multiple coaches. So from time to time, you may need to evaluate how many coaches in which areas I may need. Now, for example, I started my career as a very humble beginning selling milk on cycle. At that time, I didn't have money to hire a coach. Neither did I know what is a coach. 1985. But today I'm building 3 businesses. One is in fintech. The other one is assisted e-commerce. And I also have a digital wellness entrepreneurship opportunity from Germany, working on a global scale. Now I need to learn about wellness. So I need to understand wellness properly. I need to learn about fintech, the technology involved in it. I need to learn about assisted e-commerce. Then I need to know people who can do a proper platform development using latest technology, artificial intelligence, so that from time to time I can compete. I'm not an expert on that. So I will need to have someone who is an expert and hire him. So it depends on your situation. From time to time, you will have to change. And I think everybody's situation in these days are changing every 2 to 3 years. The shelf life is that's all. So I think I've answered these questions to most of the people's understanding. If still you have any questions, Maharaja sir, I'll be more than happy to glad.
Yeah, I think it's a good place. We have answered all the questions. And of course, let me just have a quick check if any other questions, the audience is having any other questions. And then accordingly, we can take it up. So in terms of, another thing that auditing is all about, it's another insight that I think will help all the audience to also go through. You have, of course, shared a very detailed framework too in terms of physical, financial, family, and like father and mother. I love you. That expansion is it's the biggest takeaway for me personally, if you ask me. Is that how frequently will you recommend a person to dedicate and make it a real practice? Because it's more about the consistency and it's more about the regularity.
At least once in 6 months, and you have to see this every day 5 minutes.
So once in 6 months, they have to do the auditing and read through that.
Every day you have to see that sheet at least for 5 minutes. What have I written? Mm-hmm. And what are my actions towards that? What I have, committed to.
Okay.
You should have it on your vision board and see it actually.
Perfect. So can you have it that in the form of, if I have to say it?
Yeah, I can share it with you. I'll share the soft copy of the book. You can share it with everyone.
Perfect, sir. So will it be realign yourself every 6 months? Then once you have realigned to ensure that the visibility is there, keep it in front of you in your vision board or look at it every day for 5 minutes, and then ensure that you're congruent in terms of your action, RBC, realign, visioning it and congruent in terms
sometimes
of action.
One mistake people do here is, let's say in our physical side, you are very healthy and you think, well, how much marks to give? The best person to give you marks is yourself. So sometimes they will say, I'm on 8 on physical side. Fine. When it comes to financial, I'll give you the parameters. If you don't have credits, if you don't have any liability side, don't use a credit card, and you're very, what do you call it, as a self-sufficient guy, you don't stretch yourself unnecessarily, and you invest from time to time, then you may write 3, let's say finance side. And like that in different areas, you'll write different marks. Family, social, 6 pillars, you'll write 6 different marks. The highest of yours may be 8. Now, some people work more on that area. Now, keep that 8 as an 8 and keep all other areas to try to bring it to 8, if it is not to 8. So when you're writing 3 habits to develop and 3 habits to give up, find out in every area which are the 3 habits if you give up and which are the 3 habits if you develop. You will be able to reach from 3 to 8 on the financial side, which is 8 as the barometer of yours. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10 is what you measure. And your highest will be yours. Anything below 5 is an area of concern.
Wonderful. So it's do it in terms of self-acknowledgement, be honest with yourself, radical honesty.
Absolutely.
And then, in terms of keep on measuring it, because what you measure it and then go ahead and improve upon it. And of course, it's not just about being it balanced. It's about having it all. And that's what, it's all about, being
life
really successful.
Life is a holistic life. Life is a balance. Yeah. Life is not about, I know people, if you go back in 1925, 1930, very successful people from all around the world met in a hotel of Chicago. Somewhere the iron king, somewhere the wheat king, somewhere the shipping kings. And after 25 years, these people were again found out and tried to understand where they were. 30% of them were bankrupt. 20% of them had committed suicide and become lunatic also. Is that success? Oh, the definition of success is something that's very holistic. Don't look at people trying to, praise you. If you are consciously able to sleep well in the night without having any, baggage, that is your, measurement of your success and happiness. Just be conscious about, spiritually conscious. You don't need an agreement after that.
Okay. Sir. So with this, I think we're coming in for the closing of the session. I'll request the MC team to take over, MC Tamar, to take over and present a token of appreciation. Please dedicate to our speaker, Dr. Amanullah Khan. Okay. So, Amar, can the technical team share the certificate, please?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Aman,
Once-
for wonderful insights. And I will request my technical team to share the e-certificate for Dr. Amanullah Khan. And we will also email it to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please let the certificate do.
Thank you all the audience who have been here on the live session. Thank you those who are going to watch in the future. If you find even one learning out of this that you can apply, that one learning is more than important to apply it for the rest of your life. God bless you all.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much. Looking forward to having you for more such sessions and we would like to hear more from you in future conferences.
Anytime, sir. Pleasure is mine.
Thank you, sir.